How about now? Can you hear me now? Hello, 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 everyone, and good afternoon. My name is Caron Bailey. I am your ATX Stampin' Lady. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I'm here with you today for the monthly Roll of the Die event that we do here on here in the craft room. Give me just a moment. Let me pop on in and make sure that we are live in every place that we need to go live, and I can share the video so that everybody else can join us as well today. Give me just one quick second. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for joining me. If you're not new to my channel, you guys, thanks for coming back. We sure do appreciate you joining us today for Roll of the Die. Roll of the Die is an event that we do every month. Usually we do it on the second Sunday of every month. And what we do here is we have got these, and by we I mean myself, I have these awesome dies that I got from, oh my gosh, what is her name? Tada Moment. She's on Etsy. And each of the dies have a type of stamping or something that we can use in that event. And when I roll the die, what then happens is that we have the opportunity to create based upon what is rolled in the die. So for today, oops, hold on, I'm still trying to share while I'm talking to you. So for today's chat, we changed the format a little bit for how we do roll of the dies. Previously, we would roll the die before, get your ideas, and then present to you what we created. I decided that this time I'm going to change the format, and I'm actually going to roll the die live, and then just by hook or by crook, create a project based upon what the die rolled. So first of all, let's make sure that everybody can hear me. If you are watching and you can hear me, just give me a heart, a thumbs up, a like, something to let me know that you are watching and you can hear me. If you are not watching, that's okay. Get on over there, hit the subscribe button. Once you hit subscribe, go ahead, hit the like and share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can be aware of when I do go live to present videos. So all the products I'm going to be using, most of the products, if not all, will be from Stampin' Up. If you see any of the products that I use tonight and demonstrate for you that you like, and you'd love to purchase them, I would appreciate that if you would purchase them in my online store. And I have what's called a host code. If you utilize the host code and you make an order of $50 or more, you will receive a gift from me with an order of $50 or more. Also, don't forget to check out the online exclusives. Online exclusives are those products that are Stampin' Up, but they are online only. You will never see them in the catalog. They were not meant to be in the catalog, so you will find them there. Okay, these are our two current and active catalogs with Stampin' Up. This is our annual catalog. This catalog is good from May of 2024 all the way through April of 2025. And this is our new mini catalog. This is available from September to December of the end of this year. Okay, we usually refer to this as our holiday catalog, primarily because because of the time of the year. You can generally find holiday themed stamps and products in here. If you do not have a Stampin' Up demonstrator and you would like to receive a catalog, I have no issues with sending you a catalog. The only thing that I ask is that you will get a free catalog once you place an order in my online store of any amount, $35 or more. I'm trying to find my dies. I seem to have misplaced them since last month. Hold on. There they are. So these are the dies that I'm talking about, right? So when I'm struggling, and not even struggling, when I'm looking for ideas in terms of how to create, I generally will resort to going to my dies, okay? And then I'll roll them, and whatever they say, I try to create using those themes. So I got me a little bag here. Hopefully this little bag will work for me. Yeah, I think it will. This is my little shaker bag here, right? In my Facebook group, in the Roll of the Die event, I gave you an option. Because everything is going to be random, I try to give you guys options in terms of what stamp sets should I create from. So my options that I gave you guys are, and they're totally opposite, is the wildflower designs and scenic pumpkin patch. Now, these are also the featured stamps for the month. I'm trying to make, creating mainly with these particular stamp sets this month. I will also probably use additional stamp sets, but these are the ones that I'm creating with this month. So, if you have a choice while I'm shaking and rolling the dies, let me know whether you prefer the wildflower designs or scenic pumpkin patch. All right, I think these guys are just about ready to roll. All right. So I'm not doing over the top today. So our color palettes are the Stampin' Up! Subtles. We've got to do a little bit of paper piecing. We've got to use ribbon twine, a sympathy card, and over the top. I'm actually going to re-roll this one. Yeah, my current state of mind is not over the top ready. So I'm going to re-roll that one and see what I can come up with. I know. Ugh, I don't like that one either. But we are going to work with what we've got. All right, so it says we're going to make a card today that features the Stampin' Up! Subtle colors, has a little bit of paper piecing, sympathy card, ribbon, twine, and slimline. So for me, slimline is going to be, I think I'm going to do a 3.5 by 5 is my slimline card that I'm going to make. So the Stampin' Up! Subtles colors include Petal Pink, Flirty Flamingo, Lemon Lolly, Soft Sea Foam, Lost Lagoon, Pool Party, Balmy Blue, Highland Heather, Bubble Bath, and Fresh Freesia. Those are the colors in the, so now I'm going to decide. I think I'm going to work with the wildly flowering designs. Okay. And I'm going to use, let's go with Fresh Freesia and Highland Heather as our colors today. So let me go grab some cardstock and I'll be right back. All right. So here's our color palette that we're working with today. Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather. Now, a slimline card can be anything that you want. It's just a normal, it's slim, right? So I'm going to use the Fresh Freesia as my card base. And because I said that I wanted a card base that's, well, let's go 5.5 because it's half, right? 5.5 by, let's see, 7 and 7, 3.5 and 3.5 is 7. So we're going to need a card base that's 7. I think that's right, right? I'm trying to think my way through this. So let's make this a 7-inch card, a 7-inch, right? Just trim this off. So we should have a 1.5 inch remaining. So 7 and 7. And so to create that, it's going to be 3.5. 3.5 and 3.5 gives us 7. So I'm just going to score at the 3.5 mark. And then I'm going to cut at 5.5. So now I have 2 slimline card bases. That's 3.5 by 5.5. This is my slimline card. Okay? So we're going to fold this and put this aside because we don't need our card base just yet. This is a mini slimline, so that's what I'm going with. And so we know this is 3.5 by 5.5, so we know that the inside of our card, our sentiment, if we take that down 1/4 inch, it'll be 3.25 by 5.25. And we've got that part cut already. That's for the inside of the card. We're going to take another piece of basic white, and we're also going to trim this down. So that was 3.25. So we're going to make this, let's keep it 3.25 by 5.25. This we'll use for our focal image, okay? All right, so what we need to do now is we're going to create this card, and we need to use our Subtles palette. And again, I'm going to stick with that, and let's grab some Bubble Bath, Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather, and maybe some Lost Lagoon. Okay. All right. And guys, we are just making this up as we go along. So I hope you guys enjoy my creative process as I'm going through it, because it's not something that I haven't thought about this. This is just something that we are creating as we go. So we've already done the slim line. So we're going to take this and put this aside because we've done that element. We're going to put this aside because we've done our subtles colors. We're using the palettes. So now we need to figure out, we're going to make it a sympathy card and then do some paper piecing in here. Not too hard, right? So with our so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp this for my block. And I'm going to stamp this in several colors. Okay, give me a second. I was watching a video the other day, not the other day, and with the silicone mats, I don't even know why I don't think about it. I cut up a silicone mat. Oh, what is this? I got some glue from somewhere. Let's clean that off. Okay. I'm just going to use this here so that I can just stamp on it, right? Especially when I'm wanting to stamp off on something. Okay. And I'm going to stamp the wildflower image just in all of the different colors, except the green. Is that what I want to do? Oh, all right. Change of plans here. I'm going to grab a little smoky slate here because I want it to be a little soft. I'm going to stamp my floral image randomly with and it's okay to stamp off on the side, okay? It's okay to do that. And then I'm going to come in with, I got some blending brushes. Hold on. Have you used the Stampin' Up! Blender pens before? I love my blender pens, you guys. So that's what we're going to use for our coloring medium today. Our blender pens are, oh, where are my blender pens? I don't know about y'all, but I have a ton load of stuff, and then when I need them, they're not necessarily right on hand. Hold on. All right, so that says to me, oh, here they go. So these are blender pens, and we sell them in a pack of 3. Let me see if I can point you in the direction. If you'll go to our index tools, I don't see them in here. I'm going to find them for you guys. Hold on. Here we go. That's adhesives. So they are in the watercolor technique. So we have our blender pens right here. Let's see if I can find the actual item number for you. I'm not seeing it in here. So maybe this is as far as the index is concerned, it's not necessarily pointing us, oh, there we go. Here we go. Page 118 is where blending pens are. Okay. They're item number 102845. There's 3 pens in a pack, and it's $14 for the pen. Okay, so here we go. So I'm just going to use the blender pens to color in some of our images. And again, this is all, so let me tell you how to use them, right? You can create from the ink refills. You can create from just creating a little bit of an ink palette in your well here, and just pick up some of the colors and just go ahead and color your images as you would normally do. There is no right or wrong. Now you can actually shade. You can add shading with these pens as well. This image is just a little bit too tiny for me to worry about doing any kind of shading, so I'm not going to do any shading. Um, and then just in between when you're wanting to change colors, got to make some of those leaves, right? If you want to just change color, just kind of wipe your tip off till it's clear, and then you can go in with the next color. So I'm going to grab some of the Highland Heather, do the same thing, create a little bit of, hey Sharon, how you doing? Oh, I had to create, I'm definitely trying to select 2 or more of the ink sets every month. I gotta feature them because if not, I won't ever use them. So I've got to get to that point where I just get them used. Period. End of story. All right, so now that you've created a palette there, you can go right again in with the blender pens and just add some color. Now these images are so tiny, so there's really no perfect way to color them. You just kind of add your color. If you want to do a little shading, go ahead and do that. I'm excited just for stamping today, guys. Yeah. Kathy sent us what do you call that thing? What did Kathy send us? Some sketches or some instructions. I haven't worked on it, so I got to get my parts and pieces cut for today. Oops. How about we just put all of our purples in? And just notice I'm adding just a little bit of color. You guys, what else can you do without using the blender or to use to color? Let me share with you another thing, okay? I'm going to grab this is not a Wink of Stella pen, but you can grab a Wink of Stella pen and do the same thing. Pick up a little bit of that color. Now the difference is that your color will have the whole shiny aspect that Wink of Stella does, without needing to add any additional sparkle at the end of the process, okay? Because you're already laying it down as you pick up the color, okay? Trying to get as much of this color down as I can, and I want to incorporate all of the colors. So we've got some blingy color going on. Let's go back to the bubble bath here, pick some of that up. And with these tiny images, you don't really have to get every nook and cranny of the image because they're just so tiny. Alrighty, guys, we are nearing our 300 subscribers here in the craft room, and I could really appreciate you liking and sharing my channel and inviting all of your friends to join us so that we can actually grow our channel to get it would be awesome if we could meet our 300 subscribers this month. That would be awesome. Okay, so we've got that. Let's close this one up. Let's go back to this one. And I'm not changing colors in between. I don't know if you realized or saw that I was not changing colors in between. And the only reason I'm not doing that is because they're so similar in color and shade that they're not going to bleed into each other. And because I'm using the inkwell or the tray here as my palette, I'm not in danger of contaminating the the ink pad itself. This is my little wildflower garden that we're creating here right now. Okay. So you can color with the blender pens. I just decided I wanted a little bit of sparkle in my flowers, and so that's why I switched to the what's this thing called? The Wink of Stella pen, or in my case, the scrapbook.com pen, to add my color. And then last thing I'm going to do is go in with some of the Lost Lagoon. Now I need to make sure I clean this off a little bit, right? I'm going to go in with a Lost Lagoon. To add some color to what I think the leaves are the leaves in this image. Okay. Make those little buds, leaves. This guy looks like a little butterfly here. So I'm going to make that a butterfly. It looks like one, so we're going to make it one. Looks like another little butterfly right here too, so we're going to make that a butterfly. Okay. Can wipe this off. The Wink of Stella pens, I believe they're alcohol based. So if we needed to change colors in between, I keep a lot of alcohol prep pads in my craft room. And so I just grab one out and clean the brush tip off. Okay. I do keep a lot of them in my craft room. Now I'm going to go in with the Smoky Slate. I'm going to make this my stem color. And I'm back to using the blending brush. The beauty of the blending brush as well, all of the tools, is that wherever you want to lay down more color, that's where you start. And then as you blend out, it'll lighten and you can see a little bit of highlighting going on, okay? Perfect. All right, so I think what I'm gonna move back to, let me put this away right now because I think we're done with this. So I'm gonna now let's grab my pool party and let's grab Pool Party and Flirty Flamingo. I know and again, it's just because they're in the Subtles family that we're pulling out some of these colors. Ugh, I keep doing that. So let's do that. And we're going to just dab a little bit and then kind of make this a little bit of a highlight going on in here. And again, I don't know why I decided to do that. My mind's eye saw it, and so that's why I decided to use that as um, to color in between. Okay. And I don't want it too dark. I want it light in here. This was a little dark for me. So all I'm going to do is brush that out in an effort to highlight some of the color on the inside of the flower. Just a little bit. All right, so that's done. And then we have got what I think of little butterflies. And I want my butterflies to sparkle. Oh. So I'm going to go right back in again with my tray and add my butterfly color. Oh. Okay. And there we go. We have incorporated all of our colors, our subtles colors in this design. So that's another element that's checked off. All right. So the next thing I need now is my sympathy. Oh, I got a paper piece. Oh, I forgot about paper piecing. Hmm. All right, let's see how we're going to paper piece here today. Okay. How about we use this? And I just had a piece of scrap paper sitting around. So paper piecing is the art of adding color or design or texture without actually when I first start paper piecing, right, let me tell you, I saw a little girl. It was a little girl that was in a dress, and I'm like, how did you get that how did they get that little girl to do the polka dot dressing and all this? I'm like, I just couldn't figure it out. And they're like, oh, they just paper pieced it. So let's see if I can make this happen with this particular image. Hold on. I'm going to try here. And I'm going to go with this green side and mix this a little bit because it kind of reminds me a little bit of soft sea foam. And in soft sea foam is one of the colors in the Subtles print. Okay, so it's already colored because I stamped it on the pattern paper. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how to trim this so that it will do what we need for it to do today. And this might not be the best or the cleanest paper piecing that I've ever done, but I think it'll fit the bill. I need some narrower snips. So I'm going to go in with my Stampin' Up! Snips. Now, one of the tips when you're paper piecing is to cut a little bit on the inside or on the line in and of itself. I know I picked a pattern that, yeah, might be, I probably won't be able to talk as much with this particular print, and it might not be as clean as far as paper piecing is concerned. But what we want to do is we want to get the outline of it snipped out, and with paper piecing then we're just going to add it into the floral design that we've already done. And this is so small, you guys, that it's not going to be 100%, but we're going to do our best to show and demonstrate paper piecing as best as we can. Okay? And again, for fussy cutting, which is what I'm doing here, as you can see, it's kind of easy for me because I'm using my non-dominant hand to move the paper so that I'm as close to as possible to the cut lines as I possibly can. I find that when I use my scissor hand, I tend to either overcut, undercut, depending upon what's happening in the piece. So if you are in the Austin or surrounding areas, you guys, I am going to, I'm creating an event for next month, the third Saturday in October. Once I lock in the location, and I'm just going to call it a crafting play date. And my first priority, or my first thing, is going to be at the library right here. And all it is you guys, it's not for cost, because working at the library is not for cost. I don't have to pay for the room if I can get it. But I used to stamp with some ladies every Friday afternoon, and I don't have that now because I work, and I don't think they're doing it any Fridays anymore. So I kind of miss the camaraderie of stamping with some people in person. So I am going to look at setting up a stamping date the third Saturday of every month, if we can get the library to sign on to that. Now, one of the other reasons that I'm doing that is I love card making, and I want to be able to share my love of the craft with anybody else that may be interested. And I think if we're in the library, we might be able to find some people that may be like-minded as far as the craft is concerned, and want to join us in paper crafting. Yep. All right, almost done here. And again, if I was paper piecing, I would actually get a lot more of this. Not if I were paper piecing, because I am paper piecing. I would probably cut a little bit more detailed, cut some more stuff out. But I think because of this process, I think I'm just going to cut this off right here. I don't want the stem in there. And I don't. So we're going to cut that off. I want the stem to stay that green color, or the smoky slate. So we're going to cut that off. And so paper piecing is, once you stamp that image, whatever it is you want to piece, you can just stamp that little bit of it out. You don't have to stamp the whole image. Okay, I think we're just about done here. So now what I'm going to take this and do is I'm going to grab one of these images, and then all I would do is piece this right over it like that. Right? And wherever it is I would have stamped, so if I had stamped this is what you would see on this image. So that's all I'm going to do for my paper pieced image, and I'm going to, you can pop it up if you want dimension. I'm just going to glue this down directly. Oh, what's that going on here? Okay. All right. There we go. So this answers the paper piecing element to the card. Perfect. All right, last element that we need to add is the sentiment. And I don't know what stamp says. I should have looked at that. Sympathy, right? That's our sentiment. Okay, so this is an older set. This is Enduring Beauty. This was an online exclusive, I think. And I'm going to stamp You Mean So Much to Me. Oh, love endures all things. I think that's a good sentiment for sympathy. So we're going to go ahead and use that one. Okay, grab me another block. I like to line my sentiments up on one of my grid papers or my silicone mats with grid lines. That way it's, before I pick it up, it's even. And then go ahead and stamp my sentiment down. And I'm going to use, because I'm going to heat emboss it, of course. And again, I'm embossing it, and I want it to be soft. So I'm going to go in with my VersaFine Clear in Morning Mist. It's kind of clear. Make sure I can see the ink on here. All right. There we go. I can see that now. Then I'm going to stamp my Love Endures all things. If my head gets in the shot, I apologize. And put it right here. Grab my embossing powder, get that embossed down. And I'm going to do one more step to this. There is a coordinating embossing folder with the Wildly Flowering set, and I'm just going to emboss this entire panel just for a little extra wow opportunity on here, okay? And all this I have to do before I adhere it down. Let's move this stuff out of the way. Are you a crafter like me? Comment, just put a little comment in there. I start my crafting with at least 12 inches worth of space. And by the time I'm done, I'm maybe down to 6 inches. Are you the same when you craft? Leave a little comment for me and let me know what your crafting space looks like as you create your cards. Well, that would be amazing to know. That would be incredible for me to know what you guys do with that. All right, so we've double heat embossed, and I'm just going to take the opportunity to run my heat tool over everything that I have done with the blending pen and with the heat emboss, with the glimmer pen. I want to just make sure that it is all dried. I'm going to now take out, there is a Dashing Designs embossing folder. Comes with the Wildly Flowering collection, Sweet Collection. And what I'm going to do now, this is a 3D, I'm just going to put it, I'm going to put my panel on the inside, line it up, and I'm going to emboss this for just a little added texture to my project. Now, when I say I'm lining it up, can you see that there is a line on here? And so I just try to make sure that I line everything up and that it's even. That way, as much as possible, I'm going to emboss, the pattern will be as even as possible in the design. Do you see? All right, give me just a moment. I'm going to run away so I can emboss this. Unfortunately, my design space is not laid out such that I'm able to have my embossing station, my and cutting station as close as I would like to where I actually sit and work. So I do have to step away when I'm wanting to emboss, unless I'm embossing with the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. All right. So here we go. And now we have added some awesome texture. Can you see it? To this panel. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? All right. So we've got everything done there. Let's just go ahead and clean this up just a little bit. And in case you didn't notice, how I organize my Stampin' Up sets is they come in cases, DVD cases, but I kind of put all of my stuff in one area. I store my dies, if there's coordinating embossing folders, and of course the stamp sets will all store and fit in one of these sleeves, and so this is where I store them. So when I'm needing one thing or the other, everything is in one place. I've also began if there are coordinating gems, I put those in there as well. It just works for me to keep everything together. I didn't do it with this one because I'm like, I just started that. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this is our pool party. I'm going to take some of that off because I don't want it so dark. And I'm going to lightly add some color. Go back in here, lightly blend some color. And again, Pool Party is part of the Subtles collection. So I'm bringing that element right back in. Okay. Perfect. All right, guys, now it's time for us to assemble our project, except for some ribbon. I gotta put some ribbon on there. Hold on. That is the last element that I'm forgetting, is ribbon or twine, right? Because that is one of the die elements. So let's clean you off. All right, put you away. So we've got this. We're gonna mat it on a piece of Highland Heather, right? And this was 3.5, 3.25 by 5.25. So three and a quarter up 1/8 will be 3 3/8. By 5 3/8. What do you guys think of this card so far? All right, so one of the things I like to consider in creating my cards is, where do I want my ribbon? I don't like, when I'm creating a card, I don't want you, if I'm adding ribbon, I would never like you to see some ribbon in here. That's just not my style. So the only decision that I have to make is, do I want to wrap my ribbon just around here, or do I want to wrap it around this entire series? And I'm just going to wrap some ribbon around here. And I'm going to use, because I don't want to cover up too much of this awesome work that we just did, there is this striped trim ribbon that I'm going to use. It's kind of clear, but you see it's iridescent in nature. So I'm really not going to cover too much, and it will pick up the colors that's in the that's in our artwork. Okay. And I'm just going to add, because this is textured, I'm going to grab some, what's this tape called? Score tape. I'm going to put some right here. And then I'm going to put the rest on the other side. Now the reason I'm going to use some score tape is, one, it's strong, and I'm going to put it on the back. That way I'm just going to secure the ends and the back. I'm going to want to put maybe a ribbon on the other side, so it's kind of why I'm doing it that way. Go ahead and burnish this down so it gets into nooks and crannies. I just picked it up. I don't know where I put it. Take your pick tool, and I'm going to remove both sides. And then I'm just going to line this up, all right, because I want it to be under the wording. Figure out where I want it there. Wrap it around until we come to where we want it on the other side, and then just kind of let that sit in place like so. Well, now that it's down, I can trim this off. And that's done for now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, this is our matte layer, and I'm just going to grab some adhesive. Again, liquid adhesive is what I'm going to use. And I use liquid adhesive especially when I'm embossing or using an embossed piece in my work. so that it gets into the nooks and crannies and it'll perfectly adhere our project. Okay. I just prefer to use liquid adhesive. You all know that I have issues with aligning things properly, which is one of the main reasons I will almost always use liquid adhesive in my projects. And get that laid down. Okay. Grab my, and then I'm going to grab this, turn this over. And all I'm going to do is just rub this over the back just to make sure everything is adhered properly. Okay. Okay. Last thing, almost done with this card, you guys. We have met all the sympathy is done. I did paper piecing, and we did our ribbon and our twine. So now we just need to finish this card off. And to finish this off, I'm going to add some foam dimension to the back. One, two, three, 4, 5, and 6. I don't like that in the middle, ever. So what I'm gonna do is add this guy right in the middle, and this guy right in the middle. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed creating on the fly with me with the roll of the die. Join me the second Sunday of every month as I create with rolling of the die. If you would like to participate in a roll of the die event, reach out to me and I'd be more than happy to share with you a link that we can both come on live and create with the elements rolled by the die. It'll be totally raw, like we just created here. So definitely, that's the fun of creating in this manner. All right, so here we go. That's done. Let's go ahead and adhere this. And we are good to go here and here. Perfect. Do we want to, oh yeah, we do. I'm looking for something. Clean this off. And I'm going to grab the Lost Lagoon, because we don't really like naked on insides. And we're just going to stamp one here. And I'm going to stamp one here. Do you think we should add any bling to this? I don't know. I like gems. I'm thinking I might want to add some gems. I'm not sure. So guys, thank you for joining me today. Share, like, and share. Come back and do #share to let me know that you have shared this video. And you will be entered into the drawing to receive this card that we created here today in Roll of the Die. But you must share the video. Come back and let me know that you shared by indicating #shared. I will do the drawing if there's several people that have shared. I will do the drawing next Friday. Here we go. I do want to do this though. Hold on. I will do the drawing next Friday to determine the winner if there are multiple folks. And we've just created a little faux bowl right here. Make that lined up. Okay. What do you think, guys? Again, if there's any products that you saw that I utilized today to create this card, please don't hesitate to reach out to me and shop the online host code listed in the top left, V as you see it there. If you are in need of a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to serve as your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. On that note, you guys, thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you on the second Sunday in October for Roll of the Die in October. Bye!